Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 58 of Forgecraft, hanging out with Rorax, T-Love, and one special guest, Lex Manos, is in TeamSpeak with us. I haven't heard Lex in TeamSpeak in I don't even know how long. What's up, Lex?
Not much.
Just chilling. So, Rorax, I have a gift for you.
Yay!
As tribute.
As tribute.
As tribute to
This
the Rorax.
tribute is excellent.
Cool. That's payment for her showing me how nuclear reactors work with steam.
Show us the magic, Rorax. Show us the magic.
Yeah. Chiseled glass glowstone, that's cool. Ooh, these are fancy.
Oh, yeah. So these are words. These are actual words.
Oh, yeah?
What do they mean? This is WRK for work. Okay. This is COM for com.
And what language is this? Ender?
This is Galactic Standard Alphabet.
Oh, I thought it was like the Ender language or something.
It is the one that shows up in Enchanting.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Notch just lifted it from that game, Commander Keen.
Push the button. Yay! Love that. So awesome.
Welcome to the sub-basement.
Nice.
Welcome to the reactor room.
Wow, fancy. Mine's not going to look this good unless T-Love does it.
Nope.
And I have no idea why there's mobs in here.
I'll help you with that. Except for that baby one.
The top of this block.
Ooh. Thank you.
My pleasure. So this is your reactor room. Okay, my goodness, there's a lot of things going on in here.
Right.
Let me take a look first. So
I just want to say this. My sound thing says the baby zombie is in your reactor.
It is. It actually is. And I've told player how silly that is.
That's
and
hilarious.
He kind of feels like it should stay that way.
Eh.
Nice.
Alright, go on.
Alright, so let's see. Ender fluid conduits. So you've got a reactor pressure vessel, which I assume is producing steam?
So, no. It
Okay.
does not itself produce steam.
Okay.
A fluid reactor, takes coolant and turns it into hot coolant.
Okay.
So, where is the hatch? Here it is.
Say, how do you access this?
Right click that. There's a
Okay.
hatch here next to the thing.
Oh. Oh.
You have that blue bar on the left, that's your cold coolant.
Right.
And your red bar on the right, and that's your hot coolant. When this thing gets turned on, and I'll do that after I explain the whole system, it produces hot coolant.
Okay.
So the nuclear reactor now works in heat units rather than EU. And how hot it gets depends on how quickly it converts cold coolant to hot coolant.
Okay.
That's phase one.
So you basically create the hot liquid, and then that's used as a heat element in your liquid heat exchangers?
Correct.
Okay.
So the liquid heat exchangers take the hot coolant and turn it back into cold coolant. But those liquid heat exchangers are putting their heat into a steam boiler, which is between the two liquid heat exchangers. So you'll see, don't get confused with what you're looking at. There's actually two layers of the same thing happening here.
Right.
So you want to look at the bottom layer to look at this thing. We've got two liquid heat exchangers pointed at one steam boiler here on the bottom.
Right.
And that steam boiler gets superheated because it's got two sources of heat.
Right.
If
So you're
you
making
just had one
superheated
source
steam
of-
there.
Yeah. If you just had one source of heat, it won't turn it into superheated steam. It'll just turn it into basic steam.
Right.
The next stage is that the superheated steam comes from the boiler and goes in behind here. You can see one poking out here. It's the steam turbine.
Right.
So right in the bottom center of this array is another steam turbine, and the superheated steam goes into that and produces kinetic energy based on the superheated steam.
Right.
And that kinetic energy turns this kinetic generator on the end here.
Right.
And that kinetic generator is what produces the actual EU, and you'll see that just above that is an MFE.
Right.
And a superheated steam kinetic generator produces 100 EU a tick.
Right.
Then, the superheated steam having been used turns into standard steam and goes into the second steam turbine, which goes into which is here on the back.
Okay.
So if you imagine, do you have some blocks on you? Ah, this'll do.
There you go.
That's much easier to see.
Yeah.
Where did that go? Oh, Tila picked it
Oh, whoops. I have it. My bad. Wait, where is it?
So,
part of this is just looking fancy.
sort of.
Okay.
Like most of that thing is completely
Pretty functional.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 or 4 blocks. Like the ones in the corners here, which say basic machine casing, are the fancy bits.
Right, right.
So this is a Rorax style thing.
No, actually, it's not
Really?
mine. And
Oh,
I will
okay.
never claim it's mine.
Okay, fair enough.
It's another YouTuber's. It's Mystery Dumps.
Ah,
Cool.
okay.
So
So basically,
Anyway.
it's 2 steam turbines hooked up to 2 kinetic generators, 1 each, per superheated steam, right? Because basically, superheated steam can be used twice. So superheated steam turns into steam, and then steam turns into water, right?
it's 2 liquid heat exchangers connected to 1 steam boiler, which is connected to 2 steam turbines, which output to their own kinetic generator, so 2 kinetic generators.
Okay, sort of.
And it's 100 from superheated steam and 50 from steam. Once it goes through 1 turbine, it turns into steam and only produces 50 on the back one here. So it's
Right.
150 per layer.
Right. And you got 2
However-
layers, so that's 300. So you're making 1200 RF or 1200 EU per tick total.
Correct.
Okay.
But
So
you're not done yet, unfortunately.
right, because you need the
Because
condenser,
the-
right?
Yeah, the steam has to go somewhere, so it turns back into distilled water,
Right.
which is what the condensers are for. The condensers are powered, and they turn the precipitation, I guess, of the used steam back into water, which goes back in the system in a cycle.
Right.
So you never lose water, or you should never lose water. I have to talk to Blair about that.
Fair enough.
So that's that. Now, the tricky part of producing 1,200 EU a tick is that the pressure reactor, the liquid fluid reactor, can't produce enough hot coolant to keep these running all the time.
Okay.
Even in this configuration, which I also found from the internet, and I've tried so many different ones, I cannot get the reactor hotter and remain stable.
Okay.
And even this is technically not stable. It will break after a point. But
Will it break in an exploding way?
yeah.
Oh.
Ah.
So
to know.
come with me underground. I know you have a start to travel.
Okay.
Here you go. So don't mind the mess of pipework under here, but I have this reinforced large drum for the cold coolant, which is just sitting around waiting to be converted, and this drum over here, which ends up taking hot coolant.
Right.
And right here in the middle, I have a microcontroller from... Yep, you can turn it on if you want.
Yeah, I don't know what I just did.
You turned it on.
I think I turned it off again.
Yes, you did.
Okay, good.
So this microcontroller is keeping a timer, and it's a
okay.
timer which I've actually timed out on a stopwatch to make sure to get the maximum out of my reactor before it explodes.
Goodness.
Yeah. So when you turn this thing on, it spends a little while making sure that this hot fluid drum over here is completely empty, and then it's got a lever on the back, and that just turns it into its cycle mode, and I've just flipped that on.
Okay.
So what it goes through a two-phase system in order to produce this amount of ridiculous power.
Right.
It has the heating phase, which basically the reactor just turns as much cold coolant as it can into hot coolant, and then it has the power phase where the reactor's now off and the hot coolant is being distributed to the 4 different chillers, as Mystery Dump calls them.
Interesting. Okay. So long story short, reactor pressure vessel uses uranium to turn coolant into hot coolant. Hot coolant is then piped into liquid heat exchangers, which generate heat. The heat is dumped into a steam boiler that creates superheated steam. You need 2 liquid heat exchangers per steam boiler for that. The steam boiler then routes its steam over to the steam turbine, where it creates kinetic energy, which goes into the kinetic generator, producing 100 EU per tick. The side effect of the superheated steam is creating regular steam, which has gone into the condenser, and then that regular steam goes into another steam turbine that produces 50 EU per tick. And Bob's your uncle.
Yep.
And then that's all right. So it took me probably an entire episode. I think we're ready to wrap up now, but I think I kind of understand it. To be fair, I was looking into steam power and like doing superheated steam another way, like just without a nuclear reactor, but like either lava buckets or just something that would be more interesting than what I'm currently doing. And I was having a lot of trouble with superheated steam. Like, I had it to the point where superheated steam was working, but like it wasn't. The condensers were being weird. I forget exactly what my problem was, but like I couldn't get superheated steam to turn into water.
Yeah, because you need to pipe the turbine itself directly turns superheated steam into steam and needs to pipe that directly into the next turbine in the row.
See, I think I was trying to do that, but using Ender IO conduits.
Right.
That's not an option?
I don't know. I've not tried it myself.
Right.
What you don't see is, and let me break this, come up the top here and right click that.
Right.
That actually has a fluid ejector upgrade in it.
Yeah.
And that's what's moving the steam to the next turbine.
Right. Okay. So I mean, in theory, I could test this your little pods here with lava.
Yes, you absolutely could.
Right.
You don't even have to have them stacked up like this. You can just take one layer from the bottom to test.
Right. So what I should do is build these using lava, get that working, and then work towards the reactor pressure vessels so that I can use uranium to produce the superheated steam with coolant. Now, how much coolant do you have?
Quite a lot.
Right, because that's a lot of lapis, isn't it?
No, because there is a trick.
Distilled
and the
water?
Trick is distilled water, yes.
Okay. How long does it take to get distilled water if you build the distillery?
I built multiple distilleries because of how long it was taking.
Does it take a while then?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
With the chunk loaded and a night producing distilled water, it will produce like, I don't know, about 60 buckets.
Right.
So 60 buckets every real day.
And that's with how many distilleries?
That's with, come with me actually.
Oh, goodness.
So
Quite a
distilled
few,
water
not-
is
not a
pretty
huge
rare.
amount. Well, there's also something else we could do, and I've been thinking about doing it actually. There is the liquid absorber from RF Tools,
Okay.
and making a world where the oceans are made of distilled water.
Oh, I see.
That might work.
But here you go. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 solar distillers.
I thought you were
And it
supposed to like
produces
do
about
an
60
in-world
buckets.
thingy.
An in-world thingy? This is pretty in-world.
No, I mean
Yeah, world.
like water in the world, like surrounded by stuff, and it like turns the water in the world into.
Oh, so you don't pipe it in?
It might
Not
be
that I'm
wrong.
aware of.
Okay. I gotta look at the IC2 wiki again then.
You can also produce distilled water a lot faster if you use a steam boiler and a condenser.
Right, but then you get calcification, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, cool. So steam boiler, condenser, right. I wonder if that would just be... I mean, you could use EU to produce that. It's a net loss, but it would be a faster way to get distilled water.
Yeah, much, much faster.
Right. Okay, cool. Alright, let me think and test a little bit, and then we'll come back when we're ready to check stuff out. Alright guys, we're back. So, I'm going to set this stuff up over at my old area, I think.
We're gonna call it the testing area now, because that's pretty
Yeah.
much what's happening.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, Ender.io does a weird thing when you're placing conduits now. That's
How so?
interesting. Like it kind of, I don't know. It's weird.
And it's indescribable, apparently.
It's very indescribable.
Is it intentional?
I don't know. When you place the conduits, you know how like a conduit looks when it has connections to existing blocks versus when it doesn't? It like briefly shows connections to all the blocks it's touching,
Oh.
and then like they disappear.
It's probably part of the lag reduction thing.
I mean, I'm gonna assume that's true. T-Love, can you sleep for me?
I'm trying to. Waiting for that sun to go down.
Always active. So water going into the solar distillers, which is cool. And then up will be extract, always active. And the same for you. Actually, no, I want you in and out, always active, right? So that way water can still go in, but, right. So you're cool. Neat.
So is regular water just going in here, or is the distilled water going in here?
It's supposed to be distilled water, but derp-de-derp.
My technique was just to break and replace it until distilled water went in.
I'm using an iron drum from X Utilities. It retains the liquid.
Oh.
Is there a way to clear it or something?
Probably.
You have to right click it or gotta be a way to clear it. Or Rorax get it.
I might need to filter it.
My idea was to put it in your personal crafting table. There.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, to like clear the configs or just clear it out or whatever.
I should probably be using fluid conduits anyway. The ender ones.
Hmm.
Because we're going to have both types of liquid going through here. That was a derp. So north will be extract, always active. Water. You will be insert water, extract, not water. Should be easy enough. Extract, not water, insert water. That'll do. Insert, not water.
That is distilled, by the way. It's only
Oh.
slightly lighter.
Gotcha.
It is? I was thinking it looks lighter.
Sweet. Okay. Cool.
Slowly going up.
3 solar boilers, huh?
I think we need
I mean,
more.
it's a starting point. I can expand. I can expand. Now to find out the ultimate trick.
I have an idea. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm
Is that
glad that
working?
doesn't work. We'll try it again. I'll see.
That might actually be it.
I mean, it's going up steadily.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it'll once
Just-
that distiller wears off.
It's not going wicked fast. It's just now it's going fast.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Like
is
these- it's
considerably faster, but
Yeah.
Can you power shower it with me?
Power share.
I applied like 4 steps
Oh, power share, yeah.
of speed to the solar boiler.
Did it work?
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank
but it runs out very quickly.
Right.
Still going up pretty steadily. How long does it last?
Is it like 30 seconds? Hang on,
Yeah.
let me count. 1,
Okay, now it's going.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's going up really, really steadily. When you didn't have it on, it was like at one number for like 5 hits. Yeah, it's pretty steady. Only there was a way to keep that constantly going there.
It's weird. I'm working on it.
Gonna find yourself holding 6 near the stars, Tyler?
Oh, is he making a crystal staff? No, he's not.
Weird.
Oh, crystal staff doesn't need it, though. I don't think
Yeah.
you can use a staff in a user, can you?
Alright, tell me if this speeds things up. You ready?
Clicking.
86. You ready?
I'm ready.
Player's still gonna hate me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that working?
No.
Nope, it's pretty steady.
Oh, hang on.
No, it's
No.
it's not.
Doesn't actually seem to be working. Hang on a minute. Is that better?
No.
Alright, bear with me a minute.
Maybe.
Hold on. Nobody panic. How about now?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Oh, that's horrible, dude. Seriously? Can't believe you, man. Wow. How even?
I mean, it's not bad.
I mean, that's just one. Like, what if you added, like 5 more, basically, of those things?
Yeah, you might end up with something akin to a 16 solar boilers I had.
Pretty much. Maybe even better.
Yeah, player's not going to be happy with me.
No. I think
Sorry,
there needs
player.
to be. I think
Sorry,
there needs to be a
not
nerf on that wand. That wand needs just a smidge of a nerf.
Well, you know what? It's not meant to be placed in an auto clicker.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Is that the acceleration wand or the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the old case of, like, you know, a mod is balanced around itself, right? But
Yeah.
as soon as you
That needs-
decide...
Be a broken one. It's like this wand cannot be used in a user. It just breaks.
Right. I mean, people have done that before.
Yeah. I was expecting like an extra utils kind of nerf, like you know how the watering can used to be used in a user, and then it's like, and then it was like, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
Oh yeah, no, that's very slow without that wand.
Yeah.
The crystal staff doesn't work in the user, does it?
Crystal staff? I don't know. I haven't really tried it. It's a hold right click, not just a simple right click, so probably not.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back in a minute. I want to do a little bit more crafting. All right, guys, we're back. And I have some stuff that I've been making between then and now. So I've got 2 liquid heat exchangers. Done. Done. And into those go these things, which I'm going to need a few more of, apparently. That's cool. In the middle of the liquid heat exchangers goes the steam boiler, right?
Yeah.
And into the steam boiler.
You want to turn that.
Turn what?
These black panels need to be facing the heat elements.
Oh.
The black panels do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the middle.
Really?
Yep.
I was not aware of that.
So place it sideways.
So like that.
There you go.
Okay, cool. I was under the impression the steam boiler could accept heat from any side.
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, positive.
You sure you're sure?
I'm positive. I'm positive.
Okay. Rorax knows.
Positive.
I got a iron drum of lava, which I will activate shortly here. And then, so we're going to want to put distilled water in there, right? How much distilled water needs to be in the steam boiler? How much?
It needs to be constantly cycling. If it's ever empty, it will explode.
Fair enough. Is 3 buckets worth, like, good enough, you think?
Probably not.
Okay.
And this thing?
My
This drum right
drums... My drums of distilled water have 64 buckets in them.
How do you fix calcification? Can you?
No.
Okay. So it's short of just making a new steam boiler, which is not that hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can break it and replace it.
Fair enough. So let's do this. Do I have the stuff to make more of these? I do. Nice. All right. Sign me up. All right. So we will have liquid heat exchanger. This. We've got a water bucket. So I'm just going to use water buckets for now.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the distilled water later.
Well, steam boiler is so cheap. Calcification is not really...
Right. It's not something I'm going to worry too much about, honestly. So let's put you here, get a bucket of lava, so I can do filtering. So you will insert whitelist lava. You will insert whitelist water. And you will insert whitelist lava. Okay, so that'll be the steam boiler going, right? Now, Rorax, have you experimented with transferring the steam through pipes, or do you just pump it directly from the boiler into an adjacent turbine?
I have not experimented, but I'd be keen to see what happens.
Okay. And then I want 1 kinetic generator, right?
You want a turbine.
I want a turbine? I don't want a
You
kinetic
want a
generator.
turbine.
Oh, no, I have
you
a
want 2 of
turbine.
them.
I have a turbine already.
Okay. And then you want 2 kinetic generators as well.
Okay. 2. Well, I only have 1 for now because I'm doing regular water.
Well, then you'll want regular steam.
I want what now?
If you're only doing 1, you want regular steam.
Correct.
Well, actually, I guess superheated steam won't matter.
So kinetic generator. All right, so then what we're gonna have here is, I'm just gonna do this 1 block space away.
Do you know the magic numbers for your steam boilers? Because I noticed you haven't set them yet.
If you want to do superheated, I know it's 221, right?
Yep, 221
And 1
And then one.
millibucket, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I think this is the power output side. So what I'm going to do is rotate it. This is probably power output. And do I have an MFE handy? That box can accept. Doesn't say how much. There's a limit. 32 EU per ticket is the output. Should probably have an MFE, but whatever. So that's the steam turbine. This, I think, is the side that we want to face here for the kinetic generator, right? So steam turbine.
You got it right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Steam thing goes in there. Now it's waiting for steam. So what I'm going to need is actually steam. So I'm going to get a barrel or a drum. Can you get a bucket of steam?
I don't know.
Probably not, right?
I would say no.
I mean, you can
Unless it's an
you can get a
upside-down
universal
bucket.
cell, a fluid cell of steam.
Yes,
That would
you
make
can.
sense.
I have
How would
a
I get that
universal
then?
cell on me.
Yeah, but how would I get it?
Magic.
You think right-clicking the steam boiler would give it to me?
I don't know.
Fluid tank. Fluid tank will do it. My thing is a little bit derpy. This fluid tank is configured and it has nothing in it. That's good. Let's make sure that it's completely clear of everything. And I'm going to put you on top of the steam boiler, configured to pull. Cool. So now, what I can do is get my ender fluid conduit stuff. So in theory, I can do this. I can configure you. Always active. That should put lava, nothing, and lava. Sweet. Okay. And then configure you, always active, and this should fill up with water rather quickly. Cool. And you are sucking water up. That's not what I want. Oh, steam generator, why are you outputting water? Probably waiting for heat to build up? Oh, right, Paho. How do you deal with your Paho? You probably don't have Paho lava, do you?
Hello?
Yeah.
Dar, are you speaking like Hawaiian or something? What's going on?
The stuff that's inside the heat generators.
Called Pahu Pa. What?
No, because coolant is on a cycle.
Right.
So, you know, hot coolant becomes cold coolant becomes hot coolant. Pahoho doesn't. Nothing happens with Pahoho.
I don't think we have a
dead
liquid void system, do we? Is there anything that can void liquids?
We don't have any of that. I think Soren was trying to do something like that and we didn't have anything.
Huh.
What is do with the void bucket? That's a new thing.
The what?
I think I just found something new that's in Ender.io.
Really?
Yeah, something called Dew of the Void. The liquid, and then there's like grains of Pezza and grains of the end.
Neat.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounds cool.
Beats me. Alright,
Yeah.
let me figure out a solution to Paho lava and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I have an idea for now that will hopefully work.
Just curious if this can be turned into a bucket. For bits reasons.
Okay, so now we should be getting steam. Probably at 100C is when we'll produce steam.
Oh.
You know what I could do? Up, insert, blacklist, water. Down. Extract. Always active. What'd you do?
Nothing. I was just testing bit things, and now I know I can make poho. I can make the new lava into bits.
Ho ho ho.
Sweet.
Poho.
P-A-H-O-E-H-O-E.
Cool.
Poho lava bits. There we go.
Neat. Alright,
That was
well,
pretty
I
cool.
am failing to get steam out of this thing.
You haven't hit steam yet.
Oh,
What
is it have to like?
temperature does steam get produced at?
You see up the top there, it says ic2.steamgenerator.output water.
Yeah.
You want that to say output superheated steam.
Gotcha.
And superheated steam is at 375.
Okay. Now, couldn't I just be like, well, I want it to make normal steam. I don't need it to be superheated, right?
Right, so you want a different pressure level in your steam boiler, and I don't know what that is.
Okay. I'm just going to make it 0. There we go. IC2 output steam. Haha. Take that.
There you go.
I know what I'm doing.
Whoa!
Yeah, that happens. I think it's because we're not using it at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a good thing
That
it's
should
not
stop
breaking
that
blocks.
happening.
Good thing we're not breaking blocks.
Alright, cool. So then I should be able to configure this guy, not only for insert, but in and out. So whitelist steam, insert water, output steam into here, which will be insert steam. Now this thing's going to turn it into water, right? No, the condenser turns it into water, right?
Yeah.
Now, is the water in the condenser? I want to extract from the
what?
condenser, I think, right?
Yes, you want to extract.
So this will be in, out. So this will be, I think it automatically goes in there. So I think we just need to extract water. And you can be insert steam.
No, you want to put a fluid ejector upgrade in your steam turbine.
Do I?
Yeah.
I never remember how these work. I right click on that. Output to south side, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want output to south side, right? Is that
You
correct?
could just do all, because I suppose you couldn't actually, but yes, output to south.
Okay. And is there something? heat
No,
vents, right?
output to north.
Now north.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing system the way that is done. All right, we're way past the wrapping up point here, guys, but this should start working. So let's see. Are you? So if I bump this up to
Whoa! Okay.
Blame Rorax.
There must have been no water in the steam boiler.
No, there was plenty of water in the steam boiler. There was a huge amount of water in the steam boiler.
Apparently not. Now there's a big pile of mess over there.
I know. All right.
We're gonna have to sort through our stuff.
I know, that's the worst
all of
part, is
it.
we're gonna have to figure out whose stuff is whose.
No.
All right, now we're gonna come back next episode and figure out what went wrong. I think I have that on
Fantastic
recording.
ending.
Yeah, no, that's a good ending for sure. There's so much junk
that's a
here,
fantastic
like so
ending.
much. I don't
Oh,
even know.
so much junk is over there, I bet.
I mean, you don't even know how much. I don't even know. All right,
I
we'll
guess-
come back next time, guys. For now, Daryl20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.